Hi there, I'm Kristen, Doctor of Physical Therapy at Into the Light Healing and Bodywork. This TherEx Flow has been designed to stretch and strengthen and balance the body and optimize your golf game. So be sure to listen to the cues from your body as we go through this practice. If something causes pain, skip it or modify it, make adjustments so that it feels better. It might not be the right practice for you if you have a diagnosis of lumbar stenosis, spondylosis, spondylolisthesis, or spondylolysis because of some of the positions that we'll be getting into. Unless you know how to modify for your body so that you don't harm yourself, that's great. If you have some resistance bands or tubes handy, we have an opportunity to use that with a couple of the exercises. All right, well, when you're ready, let's meet on the mat. All right, we're going to begin with an abdominal exercise using our breath. So in your seated position, whether that's cross-legged or on the couch, I invite you to just find an upright position here, really lengthening the spine, pulling the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to create a forceful exhale that really sucks the belly in and pushes the air out. And then a fast inhale. It can be a little bit noisy, but it really works the abdominals. So I'll just show you. So we start with the breathing in, and then a fast breathe out, like you're shushing somebody in the library. As we're breathing out, we're pulling the belly in and up. We're knitting the low ribs together. We're engaging all those abdominal muscles to squeeze the air out of the belly as if you've got a balloon in there and you're just squeezing it out. Okay, let's do it again. Take a moment here, normal breathing, couple cycles of breath to prevent any lightheadedness that comes from breathing quickly. And let's do one more round. And then returning to a normal breath. And then we'll bring the right hand to the top of the head. The left hand comes under the chair, under the buns, under the knee, anywhere that you can kind of anchor that shoulder blade down. And then slightly with the hand, encouraging some movement of the head, tipping the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then if you don't feel as much of a stretch here, you have an option to turn the nose towards the armpit to really engage, stretch, moderate to strong stretch of the upper trap on the left. That's that muscle that goes from the shoulder up into the neck. If you find a spot that really feels nice to stretch, stay there. And if you haven't yet, just kind of keep looking, but keep your head side bent to the right. You can turn your nose up towards the ceiling. That stretches muscles more on the side of the neck. But a lot of times this upper trap is the culprit for those tense, rigid shoulders that you get, like driving in the cold kind of shoulders. And we're not yanking on the head with our hand. We're just there to simply guide any movement and support the head if any of the muscles get tired. And speaking of, we're going to use the fingertips to gently lift the head back into a neutral position so that we don't really yank on those on the left to strain to bring it back up. And then we're going to repeat this on the left side. So anchoring the right shoulder blade down, maybe tucking it in first, and then letting the left ear come towards the left shoulder. Maybe tilting the nose down, finding just the right stretch to get your upper trap, or whatever fibers of the upper trap are tight for you. Gotta find it and hold it. Be patient here, let it stretch. Research shows that 30-second hold 3 times or a 90-second hold works the best to stretch the myofascia. And when you feel that release of the muscles on the right side of the neck, right upper trap, use the left fingertips to lift the head back up to a neutral. Hands come down. We're going to move into some shoulder rolls. So first, engaging the shoulders by bringing them up towards the ears. Pinch the shoulder blades behind you, tight towards the spine like you're pinching a pencil back there, and then let them drop down the back while they're pinched behind you. Release that pinch, let them come forward a little bit. And we don't necessarily want to round a lot because we do that every day naturally in our society. So just kind of a relaxed. And then we're going to bring them back up, pinch behind, and then lower down. Really emphasizing the lowering down to stretch, even solidify that stretch of the upper traps even more. And then release that pinch. Shoulders come up. Make it a fluid movement, kind of like a half circle. You can reverse the flow of movement if you'd like. I tend to feel like I'm in that forward position more than I'm not, so I don't need to encourage that more, but if you would like to, you may insert that here. A lot of times people feel lots of cracks and crunches in this motion, in this exercise. And then we have an option to make it a little bit bigger here. So if you've got a resistance band, what we'll do is push the hands out in front, elbows straight, thumbs pointing up at the ceiling, and then we'll kind of twist the band so that the, let's say, right hand first comes on top. Then we pull it back, left hand is stationary, and then we open out to the side, come down, and then bring it back to center. Hard to do slow motion. Okay, rotating out and up to the side and down. Trying to keep your hands, when they're the stationary one, keep the hand in front of the shoulder. Move with the breath. Keep the spinal integrity here. Lengthen the back of the head towards the ceiling. Slight dip to the chin towards the throat. Maybe one more on each side. Making a circle. Or figure 8 maybe is more like it. Okay, let's go ahead and drop that one. And then we're going to turn on the mat and come onto hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes under here. Knees should be below the hip, and wrists should be below or slightly in front of the shoulder. If you need to modify by using fists instead of wrists, that's okay. And what we'll do next is, with these toes tucked under, engage the lower abdominals, knit the lower ribs together, pull the back of the head up towards the ceiling, and push out through the shoulders. So we're pressing the hands down into the floor, and that pushes the shoulders away from the body. And then what we'll do is engage the core, press into the toes, and lift the knees just an inch or two off of the mat. Find your breath here. All right, let's lower down. Take a short break. Stretching the shoulders if you need to by bringing your seat to your heels, or arching the back and curving the back. Twisting the wrists around. I'm going to do it again, one more time. All right, get into position here, pressing the hands into the floor, pushing out of the shoulder joints. Toes are tucked under. Engaging the lower abdominals and low ribs, bringing them together as we lift the knees just an inch or two off of the floor. Maintain a strong core. Breathe. Feel how your quads are activated. Feel how your shoulders are activated. Your abs, your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good job. Let's bring the elbows down where the wrists were. And then we're going to let the forearms be parallel, so middle fingers pointing straight ahead. We're going to pull those shoulder blades down the back and keep the forearms separated like this. Keep that space in between your hands. And this might be a short one, that's okay, toes are tucked under. What we'll do next is straighten the knees, lifting the buns. Make sure you have weight going down through the elbows. Pushing out of the shoulder joint here. Stretch those hamstrings. Stretch the gastrocnemius. Engage the shoulder muscles. Your scapular stabilizers. Those shoulder blade stabilizers. Belly is engaged, pulling in and up. Up, which is currently down. And then we drop the knees down. Walk the hands back. Toes remain tucked under here. And maybe even you can push your knees a little bit closer towards your toes. Walk all the way back. Hands come onto the thighs. And then come into this sitting on the toes position here. Really stretches the bottom of the feet. Very important for pivoting, pushing off, twisting when you're doing your swing. As long as you can stand being in this stretch here, stay with me. Thinking about the integrity of the shoulders, the neck, head. Is your core still engaged? All right, I'm going to bring this with me, the band, and we're going to step the right foot forward here. Toes on the left stay tucked under because we are going to kind of hold our place with that. The right knee should be over the right ankle, and then we press up, upright for our torso. Feeling a stretch through the left groin, engaging the muscles, the glutes, the right lower extremity, right leg. Keep that right knee over the right ankle. Don't let it collapse in. Okay, when you have your core engaged here, tailbone tucked under, belly tight, pelvic neutral, low ribs knit together, right sit bone reaching for left inner thigh. We're going to bring our band in front of us, or we can just do it without a band, no problem. And then we'll try doing that arm flow again. So bringing the arm out to the side, back, and to the center, up, out to the side, back and center. And let's just do 3. There's 2. Notice what happens in your neck and in your spine as you're doing this. Do you lose the core engagement, the rib engagement? Whew. Good job. We're going to put that down for now. And then we're going to lean the hands to the either side of the foot, lift the left knee, and then bring the left foot forward a little bit. Plant the heel down with your foot a little bit of an angle, just for anatomy's sake. And then we'll keep the right heel in line with the left arch. We're gonna, like we're on a tightrope here, to challenge our balance a little bit. And then find some integrity through the spine. Reach it forward, reach it long. Flat back here, shoulder blades pulled together. And then if you're happy here, that's great. If you'd like to do a little twist, drop the left hand. Oh, I should mention, don't lock the knees, just a slight bend through the knees. Left hand for the twist comes towards the right foot, and then the right hand comes up towards the ceiling, twisting, really pulling that right sit bone towards the left inner thigh. Really works on the glutes here, keeping that core engaged, and then coming down. And then we're going to lower the hands, step the feet back all the way to the back of the mat. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, coming into a plank or half plank here. So half plank would be on the knees. Straight line from the knees to the crown of the head, holding a plank and breathing. Rotate the elbows so that the elbow creases go forward, and the elbow bend would just go backwards. Okay, and then we're going to lift the buns and come onto all fours. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to inhale, lift the right hand out and up. And as we exhale, we're going to tuck that hand in between the left wrist and knee and just stretch that hand to the other side, really getting a stretch through the rhomboids, the middle trap, those muscles that are between the spine and the shoulder blade. If you don't quite feel a stretch here, you can walk your left fingertips forward. Sometimes that helps to open up the armpit chest there. Keep the abdominals engaged and the low ribs knit together. We're not looking to sink the belly here. That we lose our integrity of the spine when we do that. So just a reminder, if you notice yourself doing that, just re-engage. Enjoy the stretch, and when you feel the release happen in your tissues, come back up to quadruped or all fours. Once again, stacking the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, abdominals engaged, back of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. And we're going to repeat the same thing, but on the left side. So the left hand comes out and up. And then we reach it in between the right hand and knee. Shoulder blade comes to the floor. Well, how about arm comes to the floor? And then possibility of walking the right hand forward. Try to keep weight even between your right and your left knee. Keep your buns pointing up at the ceiling. Abdominals engaged. Once again, we're not looking to sink and collapse. Maintain integrity. Stretch those rhomboids and middle traps. All right, bringing the right hand underneath the shoulder, pressing up, returning the left hand. Tuck the toes under, getting them as close as you can to the knees once again, bringing your buns back towards your heels, walking the hands up into this seated position once again. Maybe pulling the shoulder blades down the back a little bit. All right, and then we're going to bring the other leg forward. So the left foot is going to come forward here. And we'll keep the right toes tucked under. Balance the torso in between the left foot and the right knee. Keeping the left knee above the left ankle, which means your tailbone will be, your sacrum will be slightly tilted forward, but try to engage the left sit bone towards the right inner thigh. Keep the low ribs knit together. And then option here for the arm flow. Once again, if you can keep all that stable, give it a try. Moving the arm up, out to the side, down and back. Up, out to the side, down and back. There's 2. And 3. Cool. All right, we're going to bring the hands down here. Lift the right knee. Bring the right foot up onto the tightrope, the balance beam. Straight knees here, but not locked. Then we're going to do a long spine, engaging the abdominals and low ribs to keep support and strength for the low back. Work on pulling that left sit bone towards the right inner thigh. To have a neutral pelvis here, flex but neutral. And then option to bring the right hand towards the left foot and open to the left. You got it. This is tricky. Really works the left glutes here while it's stretching the right gastroc soleus, the right calf, depending on your step length. Whoops. All right, let's bring it back down. And then we're going to step the right foot forward and just allow a release of the low back here. The abdominals are engaged just a little bit, but we're going to let go of most of that contraction and allow the lower spine to traction. That means to stretch out a little bit. Also a great stretch for the hamstrings, which can get really, really tight. All right, and then we're going to find our way into sitting down. Cross-legged seat if you're able. We'll bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind, scoop the belly in and up once again, low ribs knit together, and then starting the motion from your pelvis, we're going to rotate the spine to the left. Rib cage turns to the left. Not yanking with our hands or forcing anything, just stretching out the spine. Keep the chin tucked towards the throat and spine long. And when you feel yourself move a little bit deeper into it, releasing some of the tension that you've been holding, feel free to release and turn to the other side. Once again, starting by stacking the bones and then moving from the pelvis, and then one vertebrae at a time turns to the right. winding down our exercise routine here. And after your little release, bring it back to center. We're going to stretch out the legs long after and lay down. After we do this last exercise, hang in there. We're going to scoop the belly in and up, low ribs knit together once again, arms reaching towards the feet, and then we're going to lean back. Keep those abdominals engaged. You can keep the feet here. You can lift up the shins parallel with the floor to challenge your abdominal contraction here. Either way, maintain integrity through the spine, long spine. Lengthen the crown of the head up and away from the tailbone. And then when you're ready to be done, we're going to slowly roll down. Tuck the tailbone under first, and then one vertebrae at a time rolls down to the mat. See how you can control it. Tucking the shoulder blades under, arms come to rest beside you, legs go long. Take a moment here. If you have another stretch that you like to do, insert it here. Make this your routine. And take a moment to consider 3 blessings in your life, 3 things that you are grateful for. Notice how your body feels as you think of these things. And then let them go, returning to the thoughts of the breath. Take as long as you need here. I'm going to say goodbye. The light and spirit in me honors and appreciates the light and spirit in you. Let peace be with you.